Hello everyone, welcome back to Mediak. This week we are going over Captain America: Brave New Bird. We are continuing through Superhero Summer. We have to apologize. Last week we had another issue where we couldn't record together, but it's okay. I made up for it with a YouTube short. I don't know if they made up for it, but I put a lot of effort into that, so go ahead and watch it if you wanted to.
1.1K of you think it was worth it.
Yeah, I think it was pretty cool. I liked it a lot. It's another video game review kind of, but not. I didn't go in depth enough to make a big video about it, but you could go check that out if you wanted to. I don't want to yap about that. Like usual, at the end of our review, we'll talk about media news, and then after that, we'll talk about other things that we watched, played, read, etc. Since the last recording. And we have a guest today. My brother is on the podcast. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Hi, everyone. I'm Austin. I'm Zach's brother. Happy to be here and happy to be amongst such great minds of our generation.
Yeah, we were recording something for another video game review video thing that I'm working on for the Outer Wilds. I was interviewing him for that, so... at the end of that,
I'm a recurring character now.
Yeah, he is a recurring character. It's gonna be the same fits for me. I actually don't remember if you're in the same fit.
I'm in different fits. I've got a hat and a jacket on.
No,
it's nice we're doing.
Oh damn! You ruined it.
I can take them off. I'm wearing the same shirt.
It'll look like we're wearing the same clothes now and 2 weeks from now. No, I'm kidding. It actually should
like
be out.
You are. I got
Yeah, it will. Dude, I do that all the time. There's shit in some videos that like I recorded like months ago. There's a One Piece video that I started working on like a year and a half ago. When that actually comes out, bro, there's gonna be like all forms of Zach in it. It's gonna be awesome. I cannot wait to see it. But yeah, we started talking about the bird, and I just in the moment was like, you know what? If we're gonna be talking about the bird anyway, why not do it on the podcast in a way that's a little enjoyable. So. For context, Austin, since you don't have the other three movies, we're trying to fit this into the Captain America quadrilogy and see how well this works as a sequel to the previous Captain America things, the properties, including the TV show.
I'm on that premise. I'm jumping in here. I'm new, but yeah. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if that works that way.
We can get into it.
I'm not sure it is a quadruple, I guess, is my opinion.
Yeah, it's essentially the start of another trilogy is what you should think about it. But since the title is Captain America, we're going through the Captain America movies. It's the draw. Oh, dude, the beginning of this episode is going to suck the first 3 minutes because the fan's on.
We can't hear it.
Dude, and it's already so hot in here. Damn, bro. It's like 170 degrees.
None of us heard the fan.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, I'm gonna pick it up because I have a good mic. The Discord shuts that stuff off. So like, hey! I'm just saying. Austin, do you want to give a recap for people who haven't seen the Bird movie of like?
I'm Skyler. There's Jan.
I'm Zach. Technically, I forgot. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I usually throw it onto them. I didn't want to put pressure on them this early in the podcast, like usual.
I should have done it. I should have taken the initiative. That was lack of planning on my part. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's my fault. I was the one doing the intro. Austin almost did the intro, but alas,
it's okay. He doesn't know his own intro.
Yeah, come on, bro. You've listened to the podcast before. I'm disappointed in you. Whatever. You should have introduced the other co-host.
I didn't take notes. My bad.
It's okay.
I was working on it.
I forgive you this time. You can make it up by giving me
next
a rundown.
Time. No, I'll be ready for the responsibility next time.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna clip that, and then next time, like whenever we do it,
I forgot it was recorded. I can't go back on my word.
Yeah, you're screwed. Sorry, dude. Yeah, you can make it up by going through what the movie was about. Tell me about it. For those who haven't seen it, you make it quick too.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Make a snap.
All right. So to the viewer, have you seen The Incredible Hulk from what is that? 14 years ago, whatever it is.
Something like that.
A long time ago, over a decade. Yeah. Remember the sequel you wanted for that? That's this movie. So This is spoilers, right? I'm like, I know I've seen you guys talk about
spoilers.
it way before. Yeah. So you start off with our new Captain America, which, in case you didn't know or didn't see the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show, Sam Wilson is the new Captain America. So he's got the shield. He's taken on the role. There's character development that came with that in the TV show, but none of that matters now. So now you have
it's redone in the movie.
That's exactly what it is. It's like exactly every other Marvel movie that had a TV show that was a predecessor. It acts like it doesn't exist, which is fine and good to the average viewer, but still convoluted. So it starts. He's taking on the responsibility. He wants to get to go to this White House dinner by the president, which is now Harrison Ford, who is now Thunderbolt Ross.
Rest in peace, the original guy.
Yeah, rest in peace, the original guy. He was great, and now they cast an even older man to play the character. So I'm sure nothing's going to go wrong there. But sorry, this is taking way too long.
That is a terrible thing to say.
That is, and I love Harrison Ford, but like, why? Like, you're watching it, and I love the guy. He's like a role model, but like, you're watching it, and you're like, is this man okay to be acting? Like, period.
Yeah,
let alone be the
sometimes.
Red Hulk. But yeah.
He's gone.
Avengers. Oh,
he's back. Oh, is he back?
Oh,
he's back.
You are back.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Everyone's frozen to me. No, that's tragic timing.
Oh no, everyone's frozen.
Lauren, you look
We're
good.
fine.
Wait, can you see me? Am I moving?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, I'll just keep going then. Or should I start over? Are we gonna clip that?
You're good.
Okay, I guess we're going.
Hey,
so yeah, Sam's like, no, I don't like government-funded Captain America and like Avengers. And then someone frames his buddy for committing a terrorist crime, and then he's like, damn, I got to figure that out. And then he goes to try and figure that out by chasing around a bunch of people, and it starts off as a mystery, and then it just is solved 2 scenes later. Like, who was it? Guess what? It was that guy from The Incredible Hulk that you probably have never seen. He just steps out and shows who it is. And then, yeah, they're just kind of fighting back and forth. The leader who can predict everything doesn't predict anything correctly in the movie, and Sam fights against it. And then all of a sudden he finds out that he sneakily dosed the president with Red Hulk pills. And then they fight at the end, and then the leader gets taken because he wants to get taken for some reason. And then Secret Wars is coming.
I actually didn't. I'm a bad podcaster. I didn't watch the post-credit scene. I thought it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, Secret Wars is coming. That's it.
Oh, yay. Because you know how sometimes it pops up and it says skip to the end credits? It didn't have that for this, so it
wasn't worth the effort.
Yeah.
I saw it on TikTok before I even saw the movie, and I was like, cool. They announced the schedule for movies. So I'm like, wow, crazy. Secret Wars is coming.
Like, that would be a surprise if they didn't, have that big panel where they showed the next 20 years of Marvel and they announced all the movies that were going to be coming. What was that, Chan?
50 of them.
I don't think they're doing that, but honestly, they don't have to do it every year.
It's always wrong anyway.
In years. Yeah, it changes too.
Yeah. I saw something about sorry, this is completely off topic and off tangent, but did you guys know that Ryan Coogler had some sort of impact in Ironheart?
Yeah.
Really?
I've seen every ad I've seen.
Yeah,
has,
every ad says that. I had no idea until I saw a single trailer in a bar the other day. And I was like, wow.
Well, I think since he made her in Black Panther 2, I think they wanted to get involved to see her character and stuff.
Okay. So he's probably not actually a part of it, but they're saying he's a part of it because
he was probably referenced for character decisions for Riri or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we're going back on topic. So I interjected while Austin went through it, but I feel like you kind of got our opinions through it. Going through that, Skylar Chandler, what did you think about this one?
Dude, it was pretty sweet.
Yeah, sorry for my negative review. I actually love this movie so much.
It was awesome, bro. This movie slapped so hard.
It was. So
in all the previous ones, Captain America was kind of like a boots on the ground guy, but this time he got wings, and I think he actually uses them pretty well. And he actually is like technologically advanced and not stuck in the 50s. So he's like, what if Captain like America
Was a bird?
like could learn? And then he was like, you know what would be so smart? Half these guys I fought before have been on the ground and they can't reach up that high. So, and my main thing is I have this one shield that always comes back to me. So when I can throw it. So theoretically, if I want to always win a fight, if I figure out how to fly just a little bit and I can throw my shield, I will not lose. And then he didn't do that, and he stuck boots on the ground and almost lost. It made a cool look until I saw the green screen.
What was that, Chen? Sorry.
I don't mean to interject. I just say I'd argue he did lose.
Well, technically he didn't die, so I feel like it wasn't a loss.
At the very least, it was a tie.
Yeah, okay, so he tied the Hulk, and he's not a super soldier. Man,
There's a lot of things.
he should have really taken that serum if he didn't get that joke for the first 3 times.
But he only ever talks about it. Also, isn't relevant because he could swing a brick so hard that he could crack it against a guy's skull and smash the brick. And yet he's like, "Oh, I'm so worried. I need the serum." Yeah,
I thought he killed that guy.
I thought he did too. Like that should have killed him, dude. It actually should have. And then at the very tail end of the movie,
it was a fake brick.
Yeah, you're right. Sam knew it was a fake brick inside of that church full of bricks.
That's why I grabbed it.
Yeah, all the other bricks are
that
real,
brick,
though.
actually.
Yeah. At the end of the movie, he catches the flagpole that the Hulk swings at him, and I've seen people be like, "Oh, it's vibranium sleeves or whatever." His hands aren't covered; they're just normal Sam hands. That's destroyed. He's dead.
Well,
Captain America hands to you.
Oh, you're right. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to absorb that, right?
No way.
I think it's more the strength that it takes to stop that. Like getting hit by that and being okay is one thing, but stopping it with your bare hands is kind of crazy.
That's insane. I kind of.
There's so much inconsistency with him, I feel like.
Yeah, no
Didn't the
way.
vibranium almost fail? Didn't he almost overload it?
He did at the end of the movie, which is crazy. Also, it's wild that all it took was a couple pills to turn into the Red Hulk. They should have like plenty of those around.
A couple there, was it?
He took it over the course of a couple months, right?
From my understanding, I thought it was like the however many years he had that doctor.
I think it was years. I don't know how many it was though.
Well, still, I feel like you should have a couple more of those around, you know?
Yeah, that was like Ross's like dream, like in the last movie, basically.
But what if it failed and he came to kill me? Like, do you want one angry Hulk chasing you or 5?
He wanted an angry Hulk. That was the entire point. He was like,
chasing him, 0. He didn't want any going after him.
I don't think any were going after him. I guess the more Hulks out there, the more chance of them coming after him.
I just meant the fact that he doesn't know if they're going to chase after him or not. So why take the chance of getting 5 of them that could instead of just one that could?
I guess that's fair. I guess that's a good point there.
Like, hey, let's test the waters, see what happens with the one. And if the one goes kind of how I want, we're getting more.
Also,
you could have a Hulk army. That's a sequel. Cap 5.
Well, that's what Spider-Man is going to be. Did you see that?
See, I've seen different theories about that though. Like I saw one initially that I actually didn't mind, and it was like he's going to be playing. I can't remember his name in the comics, but it's like the Gray Hulk version.
Oh,
no, not
Joe. Cool.
Yeah, and
something Joe.
Something Joe. I don't know. But like it's basically like a kind of toned down, like less strong, more just like it's almost like a street villain type character, like mastermind type character. And like cool. I think that wouldn't be that bad, but like I don't know. The Hulk we have now versus the Spider-Man we have now, like why are we seeing that in the next Spider-Man?
It's also supposed to be and this was a quote that I read. I didn't screenshot it. That's what I was just checking for. It's supposed to be the largest multiverse movie to date.
I've heard different things now. Also, Punisher's going to be in it.
I did also see that, which is wild.
Which is like, why? I don't know. I wanted just street level Spider-Man, and it's just like.
Speaking of street level, Captain America was driving in that truck of his for a lot of this movie, and there's a really fantastic shot of it exploded, but the logo was perfectly intact and glimmering, and you could make sure that you saw it. It was amazing. I love that. Sorry for cutting you off, Austin. I'm just veering back into the actual movie itself. Did I break the seal on what I texted you about on what the cardinal sin of filmmaking is and why this movie definitely does that?
You didn't tell us what it is, but we were going to try and guess.
Can we guess though?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Because you said, as far as I know, it was in the beginning and the end, right? And it kind of trailed off in between.
It happened in like 4 points, and it wasn't often, but when it did, it made me upset.
Okay, my guess is exposition dumping. Does anyone else want to give a guess?
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, you go, Scott. Sorry.
Okay.
It doesn't happen in a lot of movies. That's my other hint.
Dude, I had like such a good one, but the more I keep thinking on it, I don't think it is.
Hit it.
But
you have to say something.
I want to say just like heavy involvement in politics in a Marvel movie.
I actually think that's when done right, it could be fine. Like whenever it was done.
Yeah, but do you think it was?
I was gonna say Winter Soldier is a good example. It was not that.
No, this is not that. Austin, do you want to give a guess?
See, you saying it hasn't been done in many movies kind of destroyed mine. But I was gonna say like introducing like a plot line and never resolving it.
That actually happens a lot in some of these movies.
Yeah,
that's why it happening. Saying that kind of destroyed what I was thinking.
That's fair. So the most evident that this is with is the Transformers 5. It is something that occurs whenever either you don't really keep track of your shooting schedule or you are doing reshoots and you completely forget what camera you use. But there are several points during the action bits of this movie in which it goes from having the 2 black bars to not having the 2 black bars to having the 2 black bars to not having the 2 black bars randomly throughout the action bits in this movie. And it is some of the most annoying things you could ever do when making a movie, because it shows me that, one, you don't remember your camera. You had to reshoot the movie, and you didn't remember the camera. And 2, in editing, you didn't notice that they're 2 different frames, because it's an easy fix. It's a really easy. There's several ways to fix it in post. So like, it's crazy that ended up going through in a Marvel movie. I cannot believe that. I thought it was done for at the end of the movie. Like at the end of the fight in the sky with the 2 bird guys in the planes. Whenever that was done, I was like, okay, this is the final action sequence that I would think that they would have reshoots in, because I'm very confident that they were like, Red Hulk's gonna be in this. Red Hulk always was in this. We're gonna have this one look the best it was. But I paused it. G came in, saw the old man turn red, and right at the start of it, it did it again, and I stood up and I said, "You're fucking kidding me! This is insane! I cannot believe that it's in every single action sequence in this movie, including the one in which they're just walking around, like where Sidewinder fucking ambushes him, which is so terrible. Because I was excited for that fight because the trailer makes it look like it's some super dramatic thing with that shot of him like reloading on slow motion, but in the movie it's just in normal speed. It's not even in slow motion. It's such a waste of a very cinematic moment. Terrible.
Such a great actor too, and they just wasted this movie.
Fuck that. But yeah, Chandler, I did write down exposition, so you did kind of nail it. I did have a problem with that. But my biggest problem was with the fact that they forgot their fucking camera. It's that I hate that. It's so annoying to me.
The camera could have died. It does take a lot of power to charge up that Falcon suit.
And then they never jotted a note down of it. And then the editor was like, you know what? I'll just do that after I finish the rest of the movie. And then he forgot to do it. Happens.
Oh no!
Oh shit! I mean, like, not many people are gonna notice it. Let's be honest. Like, all three of you guys watched it.
I can. Yeah.
Yeah, you noticed it, Austin?
I said I did notice it. No.
Oh, that's fair. Chandler, Skylar.
I want to say I'm a little ashamed.
Of course, I saw it.
Yeah. I feel like
I thought that one was obvious.
That's fair. Of course, I noticed it. Yeah, that was actually kind of funny.
I feel like I'm a little ashamed because I feel like I should have noticed it after unfortunately seeing it twice.
It wasn't a lot. It wasn't like because if you go watch Transformers 5, if we ever go through those movies, it's terrible in that movie. It's sometimes like just them sitting in a room and it goes from like IMAX to digital, IMAX to digital, IMAX to digital, like back and forth in a way that kind of will like is like seizure inducing. It's not like that in this movie at all. But that's the movie I think of every single time whenever I see that. It's a pet peeve of mine. I hate it. Not a fan.
So,
yes.
I'm going to assume that those were your least favorite scenes. So
no, I actually liked the bird fight. I actually did like the bird fight. I think that's probably my favorite scene. Yeah.
Do you mean the new Captain America?
No,
and the new Falcon?
No, he calls himself a bird in the movie. I wrote it down. He's because the president, he goes, oh, we need some birds in the sky. And he goes, you have 2 birds right here. And I said, yes, I'm so happy. That's what I wanted. That's what I've been calling him this entire time. He's the brand new bird.
What's Brave New World like really about? I don't know if I'm being dumb and forgetting this.
It's supposed to be a reference to the comic, not the actual like book.
Oh.
But it doesn't. The only like,
it doesn't apply to the story.
No, it doesn't. The only like connection is like the Serpent Society, but it's not the Serpent Society. It's
they weren't even like, I forgot that was like said they were going to be in it. Like there was just the one guy.
Yeah, it's called The Serpent, and it's just the people he fights at the very beginning of the movie, and then Gus.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be useless. Yeah.
Or can I inquire as to like what actually happens at the end of the movie? Like, does anything beginning to end? If this movie is omitted, does anything like?
No,
it doesn't do anything, does it?
Because he's wrong. Because the villain is he says I can predict everything down to the exact percentile, but like for some reason he's always wrong. He's like, oh, that was the least likely. What?
I said he wasn't right once. It's
not
crazy.
a single. Well, he was right at the beginning of the movie. He claims he was right. After we watched the beginning of the movie happen, he said there was a 97% chance you're going to fly to that church and beat up those people. And then following that percentile, every single other thing he thought was going to happen did not happen, to the point at which he just was like, all right, fuck it. I'm turning myself in at the end of this movie. I don't want to be in it anymore. You don't want to be in it anymore. I'm going to the raft. And that's just how it ended.
How silly is it that that's his power? Like, he can just come up with a magical number, and evidently there's like some basis or like some potency behind it. Like,
that's not a power. He has radiation poisoning, and he's just saying random numbers. And
he's just super sick. Like, he's just messed up.
Yeah. Dude, well, how does he come up with his numbers? Like, where did that 97% come out of? You just were like, you're a nice guy. You're going to go save that dude. That's what you thought.
So, Chandler, if I had to put this into real life, I have this power. And there's a 50% chance you asked that question. And you did. And there's a 40% chance that you ask it again at the end. So we're going to see if it happens.
And then with this movie, you'll be wrong.
Loss. There's a good chance that...
There's a 60% chance that Zach says his favorite scene in this upcoming second year.
My favorite scene was probably actually the bird fight. I'm not even joking about that. It was actually
the one where they're fighting near like the Indian Ocean.
Yeah, with the Eternal in the background. Like, I actually kind of like. I don't think it looked, because there are definitely points in which you can tell it was CG. Like the entirety of the scene. It was I was basically watching like an animated clip, but it still was enjoyable because we are seeing Falcon do Falcon stuff that we haven't ever seen in a Marvel movie before. Like, one of my most enjoyable things that I saw in the movie was him completely turn momentum around. Like, I really liked that because it was like watching Top Gun, but with the most versatile jets on the planet. It was super interesting, and the way that he used his shield was pretty cool. Hated how it ended though. Whenever the idiot was like, "I'll go," oh, not the idiot. That's really mean. Sorry, it was a really dumb scene, where he was like, "I'm gonna go touch the missile." Whenever there was like a billion ways that they could have stopped it, he's like, "I'm gonna go poke it," and then it exploded.
Yeah,
that was.
He doesn't have a suit or anything either.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like vibranium. I mean,
favorite scene followed up by scene I didn't like, not least favorite scene. All right, Skylar, you go favorite scene next because you always ask it.
My favorite scene.
Yo. Should have had it on lock. You're the one asking.
I know. I can't tell if it's my favorite or my least favorite, but the interaction with Sam and Bucky whenever Big Bird's in the hospital. I can't tell if it's my favorite or my least favorite, but it's one of them. It's definitely one of them.
It's terrible because they don't talk
so
about the
bad.
serum at all in the movie, other than at the very beginning with Isaiah, and then in that scene, and he's like, "Bucky, I should have taken it," and he's like, "No, man. When we kissed in the TV show, we decided that you weren't gonna take it, and you had a good heart." And then they kissed and then left the scene. It was pretty awesome.
Pretty much.
I want to watch the show.
Yeah.
Say you're wrong.
Yeah, so I can't tell if it's my favorite one because that might be the most awkward conversation I think I've ever seen on camera. And I can't tell if it's my least favorite because it's the most awkward conversation I've ever seen on camera.
Yeah.
So I might put it down for both.
And that scene's
So
the
that
reason
one.
why Bucky's a senator in Thunderbolts, bro.
Exactly.
It definitely is. He's that good at talking.
No, that actually is the reason. They
Yeah, he's
wanted
good
to
at
make him a
talking.
senator in this movie, so they had to rework fucking Thunderbolts to make him a senator.
It felt so
That's so
forced
dumb.
because didn't that Black Widow girl say that, like, "Oh, look at him, he's a senator" or whatever?
Yeah, I
Like,
forgot
I
about
felt
her.
so forced.
I
So
didn't. That was
senator?
good. That's a spoiler alert for my list. Just saying.
Really? Oh no.
My too. It was not a
Chandler.
fan.
From people who haven't seen the show. Wait, Chandler, have you seen the show?
Yeah.
Okay, Skylar, from someone who hasn't seen the show, what'd you think of Isaiah,
Oh,
the other Captain America, the one they
uh,
sent from the Korean War?
How dare you not remember him?
Yeah, come on, bro.
dude, I'm
Crazy.
doing my
Like-
best.
He got like possessed to shoot at.
Not specifically like that in general, just like of his existence. Because did that feel weird? If you were like my favorite, my favorite
Not gonna
superhero.
lie. Apparently not very memorable. I still don't even know who we're talking about. I forget.
He's a
It's the
great
one that he
character
went to
too. That's
prison.
so
I
He was
like
in, like,
him. Yeah, I like him
The walking
actually.
area, like the gym.
He started the plot basically.
Yeah, I don't know if
I
I
have to,
like
like,
him though because
see
I've
him.
seen him in the show and I have that like extra time with him, or I actually enjoyed him in the movie. But I wrote him down as a character that I
That
actually
guy.
kinda liked.
Oh, okay. He was fine.
That's fair. All right, Austin, what was your favorite scene? Sorry, Sky.
Honestly, I feel like this is gonna just be like Marvel sucker of me, but like I like the fight between Red Hulk and Captain America in like the rose or the what was it? Rose garden?
Cherry
Blossoms.
blossom.
Cherry blossom. Yeah, I was like, I thought that was pretty cool, and like now that you're saying like the difference in cameras and like that probably would make it worse on the watch back. But I've only seen it once, and
No,
I
no,
like
no.
that.
It's not that bad in that fight. It only happens, I think, 2 times.
Okay, yeah, I like that one. I thought that was
Yeah.
cool. And then I don't know if there's much more to talk about that. That's just like ooh, CGI fight.
I like that fight, but it honestly kind of bothers me that his power is that he's just Black Panther now, but Black Panther in the sky. It ruins the color
Oh.
scheme, you know? The
But
purple.
He's a bird.
It does,
He is
I
a
didn't
bird.
like the purple actually.
Make it-
That's
I didn't
Make
like the
it,
purple either.
Red, white, and blue instead of purple. Make
Yeah.
it red, white, and blue.
Well, I think he's kind of cool enough. Like, my favorite scene in the movie has nothing to do with the vibranium. I think he's cool enough without the extra like explosion shocks, you know?
I don't think he should have had the vibranium, honestly. I feel like they just try to power scale him up to like other people when he
Yeah.
could just commit to like being fast and versatile and
Yeah.
like using his like wings situationally as opposed to like just a dude on the ground.
I
with strong
wouldn't even be
arms.
opposed to like vibranium wings, only the wings. you
Yeah,
know?
no, honestly, facts, yeah.
But like not the explosion, like similar to the shield, you know?
Yeah.
Just in a way that it's invulnerable and super light, you know?
Yeah.
Imagine how fast he would go.
And imagine like, I mean, it would just suck seeing him get like crippled every like 2 fights because that's what happened every fight before he had that. And then
Yeah.
also when he had that, actually, also happened. But yeah. Oh, and then so that's my favorite, and then my worst one would be any scene that the like tiny new Black Widow girl was in. I did not like her. It was like I'm not one of like I'm not like a sexist hater of like women like kicking ass. Like Black
Prove it.
Widow was awesome.
Prove it.
I love all of her fighting scenes. I feel like were believable. Like despite it's not like Scarlett Johansson's like big and jacked, but like she had her own fighting style, and it didn't make sense in this movie because she was the size of like a 10-year-old, like a 10-year-old, not even 10-year-old boy, a 10-year-old girl, and like it makes no sense because like she wasn't doing the feats like the skilled like takedowns that Black Widow was doing. She was throwing chairs at people and punching people and like kicking them. Like it wasn't like the acrobatics, and it made me so and like I don't know, she was distractingly short and they tried to make her seem very intimidating, and it was interesting.
I think
Maybe she had a sleeper bone.
She did, yeah.
Maybe
That's so true.
It was Jack.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
he was like punching pressure points too.
Like,
With the chair.
Like that one
Totally.
character from Naruto. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Yeah.
The Byakugan.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. I felt like the action in the movie was just. Chandler, we'll get to your favorite and least favorite in a second, but something I just wanted to add real quick to go off of Austin's point there was I felt like the action was so slow in this movie. Whenever they weren't in the air, they were like. And I
Dude,
couldn't.
I don't know. You're moving much faster than they were. I think I had enough time to take a bathroom break between each punch.
Dude, honestly. And I couldn't tell if they were trying to do that on purpose to show that they weren't super soldiers, but like it made it very unengaging
I
sometimes.
think it helped them reach the time that they wanted. They're like, I want this movie to be around this time.
I didn't think it was.
What can we do to, hold it a little bit without really slowing it down too much? How about if I made the Hulk punch in like 0.25 seconds?
That fight, I didn't actually have a problem with the speed of it. It was just basically every single people fight I felt like was moving at snail's pace the entire time. How long was this movie? I kind of thought it was pretty quick. From what I remember, it's like an hour 50, right?
I thought it was
under 2.
I thought it was a little over 2.
Was it? I don't know. I
thought it was under.
didn't think that was like the worst. Oh, he's out.
Oh,
he's gone.
It's gone.
No.
Yeah,
That
we're
guy
going.
went
We're
from
going one at a
Me?
time. Oh no, he's back.
Okay,
Skylar,
No way, you're lying.
no, he's back. He's back. He's back.
I'm back.
Austin's
You're
gone.
back.
Oh, I
Austin's
didn't even
gone?
know that. Everybody was
I'm
still
going
moving
back.
around.
I'm turning my light on. It's got
No.
increasingly
Back
dark
to
here.
like the slow fighting. Do you remember that fight with that big bodyguard who's like, I wanted to fight the other Captain America,
Yeah.
but I guess you'll do. That was slow. That was
Yes.
very slow.
Yes, that's actually when I wrote it down. That exact fight.
Yeah, that was a little boring.
Captain America Big Bird is basically at 2 hours. It's 1:58.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Can we talk about the scene from the trailer that honestly it's probably the scene that made me not want to go see the movie as a whole. It's when he comes like shooting down and he lands on his ankle and then the sonic boom hits it and knocks out all those guys. I hate that because of the way that he lands on his ankle. His leg is bent. Like he actually lands on the ankle. No matter how much like vibranium is in that, he's at least twisting that thing. Like, come on. Sorry, that's a little pet peeve of mine. I think
that's a.
You couldn't have shot that again, you know?
Yes, no, that's valid. But like, what other logic do Marvel movies use? Vibranium. I think it fixes it. That's.
He should have landed on both of his feet like flat. I think that would have made more sense. Like
Or
both
both ankles.
out. What?
Or both ankles.
Roll both ankles. Yes, you're right. Actually, that's a genius idea. Was that? Did you guys think that scene was cool? Did you hate it? What was what
The
opinions on
Sonic
that?
Boom one.
Yeah.
I did think it was cool,
Not
but I have
gonna
no
hurt.
clue if that's practical or not. Like, was that completely made up? Like, would that actually happen? How fast would he have to have gone for that to
Did
happen?
Anthony Mackie actually do it?
Yes. Answer is yes.
He definitely did.
Austin, you're the scientist in the room. What do you think?
Yeah.
I think there's some things you can suspend in Marvel movies. I think there always is. Like, I think back to when we were watching like Iron Man 2, and it was so long ago, but I remember us talking about how like the suit, if it were actually that thin to fit in a suitcase, that it would not be strong enough to take a punch from like a 12-year-old girl. And like, it's yes, but I think there's a degree you can be off from reality and still not be distracting. I think the Sonic Boom isn't that far off. I think him stopping the flagpole is past that. I think that's where I'm at.
That's fair, especially since the Hulk is like literally that guy.
Yeah.
Chandler, did we ask you about your favorite, least favorite yet?
No.
I'm not.
Okay, yeah, you're up. Sorry. And then we can
Okay, so
answer
there's
the lifelong question.
I'm gonna say there's a 99% chance his is the one scene in the whenever he's in the boat and he's gonna take out the fleet. That's what I'm gonna go with. I already locked it in and I saw the future.
Same thing as you said, Zach, where they're in the Indian Ocean.
Really?
That was my bird fight. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that was really entertaining. Of the fights, I like that a lot. And yeah, you're right about the CGI. It was kind of, it was like there's lots of green screening, but I still thought it was really cool. I just loved him being over the ocean.
Yeah.
And just flying, doing what he used to do. But my least favorite. Oh my gosh, I absolutely hated. So you know how the one military dude tested those pills or had the pills tested.
I forgot about that guy.
Once he got the call,
No.
like here's what's up with the pills, and then he instantly gets capped by whoever the villain is, name already forgotten. And then he himself, the villain himself, delivers the news in person. That just was so stupid to me. I hated everything about that whole part. Like all of that was unnecessary.
Do you know how I know that's a reshoot? Because in the scene where the leader is turning himself in, he is green screened into the area where he could talk to Sam, and you can tell because of two reasons. One, his feet are cut off, and two, the green screen looks fucking horrible. It looks so bad, dude. I rewatched that scene where he walks up to Sam and is like, "Hi, Sam, you've defeated me. I'm going to jail now." He is not there at all.
That is so bad,
Off.
bro.
I didn't put that together,
It
but
is-
like they just
I
didn't
don't-
seem like they were in the same spot.
Well, his feet are cut off at
How did
all
I-
points. He's
How
not.
did I miss that?
Rewatch it.
He didn't have
is not
feet.
there.
Can I
He's
mention two gripes I have
Yeah.
with the film and what they
just two.
Okay, no, these are two that
Yeah,
I
you
think
like
they adapted from
Right.
the comics, I guess.
Okay.
One has to do with the Celestial, and two, the pills. That is not how he became the Red Hulk, right?
No.
In the,
It
I think
is.
that's so.
In the comics. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah. In the comics, I just thought like consuming gamma pills and now you're the Hulk. I'm not gonna lie, that is so silly to me.
It's so
That is
dumb.
silly.
It's one of the
tried 'em?
dumbest things the movie does.
Someone with
I'm
an array
not
of
saying
gamma, that is
something.
so much cooler than just consuming a pill like a mint every
Yeah.
day. That and the adamantium. I don't know. I just thought it was just weird how like now they're introducing that as.
I don't like it.
Yeah, like that's how they
It
introduced the
didn't mean
material.
anything.
And yeah, I don't know. I just
Shout out to the area.
that was a little
Shut
lame.
up, Sverria.
Just lame. Like that is that how they're supposed to tie in the Wolverine now and like make sense of everything?
I hope not.
'Cause-
It's not even gonna matter though, because like Secret
They're
Wars is coming up,
rebooting,
so the world's gonna be axed before it can even matter again.
I just
That
thought it
is
was
true.
stupid because there was a billion other things that they could use to start the political conflict that they were trying to make in the movie, and that honestly doesn't even really get resolved in a way that makes sense because like Captain America stops the missiles that Japan thinks are from America, so for some reason that now makes Japan think that everything's all chill. But now that the president is a Hulk, things aren't chill anymore, and people now are wait. Did everything just not get resolved? Because I just realized like he turned to the Hulk and then the movie ended. So like the political conflict is still going because now there's like an issue between all of the nations of the world and what is going on
So
on
he
the
was in-
Celestial Island. So they never actually finished that plot line.
It's not finishing a plot line, it's world building.
Right.
Yeah, come on.
That's
It's gonna get
actually-
resolved in 8 years. It's fine.
That's such a great point, actually, that I forgot. I'm sorry. My bad. I should've-
Wow.
In 8 years, whenever they reboot the universe.
Zach, you really want this movie to cross every T and dot every I, don't you? No room for interpretation or world building? You just want all the answers?
One of my film friends said that to me the other day, and like he wasn't even joking too. And I feel comfortable saying this because I know he's never gonna watch this episode and never gonna get to this point in the episode. But we were talking about movies, and I was talking about like some horror movie that we were all talking about because his favorite genre is horror, and I said something related to like not liking it, or I said, oh, it was 28 Days Later. I said I didn't like the beginning of it. No, I liked the beginning of it, but there's something that felt wrong because the streets were just empty instead of just being like an apocalypse. And I understand that they filmed it at like 2 a.m. in London when everyone was sleeping, so it was cheaper than actually like creating like a set or reserving the street. And I understand that, and I get that they were doing it for budget reasons, but it kind of takes me out of the immersion of the movie. And he goes, "Bro, you think too much when watching movies." His whole thing is that he wants to be a film guy and he wants to be a director and make movies. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? You can't say that as a film person.
I was gonna defend him until you left off with that. I was like, honestly, some people can just watch a movie to watch a movie. Like, it's just not something everyone really pays attention to. And I think for a lot of movies, that's fine.
Yeah.
Film guys.
No.
He
It's
brags
like
about-
wanting
every
to be a
time he goes on
writer
set, he
and
brags
not
about
like
it.
looking at subtext. Like,
All right, that was a little bit.
He
of
brags about
context.
not thinking about movies, or he
No, brags
being
about
a
going
film
on
guy?
set and being a film guy, and then he said that about movies, and I just kind of like was shocked for
You
a
tell me he
second.
thinks too much about it.
Yeah,
You tell me he thinks too much
I
about
was
coming
like,
on
that's
set.
crazy. All right, Skylar Chandler, kind of Austin. How well does this hold up as Captain America 4? Not at all. Steve is mentioned twice in this movie. The only similarities, the Bucky comes back and he says the name Steve twice, and there is a shield that is the same shield.
Well, he's also called Captain America.
Also Ross. They mentioned Civil War.
he was in both the third and the fourth Captain America movie, and
Yeah.
like they brought up the Sokovia Accords too.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
technically, those plot lines do connect.
Yeah, the Avengers disassembling and then reassembling kind of crosses over, but like not in a way that made me be like, oh, I get that. That's for the previous movie, you know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm nitpicking on that one. I guess that does cross over a little bit.
Movies as well.
Regardless, this is easily the worst connection. There's less connection from Civil War to Winter Soldier, and there's obviously less connection from Winter Soldier to the first Avenger. It's night and day.
It feels like it's like like the first three are like all like vaguely in a line, and this one's kind of just like downshifted a little bit. They clearly kind of want to like start anew.
Yeah.
And just use like a name that's like kind of infamous and kind of like rebrand it. And it's honestly not their best attempt, but it could have gone much worse. So
yeah,
I agree with that, actually. All right, hear me. I'm going to say this opinion now. I think if you made like 2 fairly major changes, or really just change the plot slightly, this could have been an actually good movie with generally the same. Like,
all right, explain that and then follow that by giving up your number rating of the movie.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm interjecting from that.
No, you're good.
But I think the Isaiah Bradley and the whole detective work required to find the leader could have been a really good, like, street-ish level type of movie for Sam as the first Captain America. I was interested at that point in the movie. I liked Isaiah Bradley, and I think him possibly having to deal with, like, what they brought up in Captain America, or I guess Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and how like he was taken by the U.S. government, and like Sam Hefta dealing with being the first like African American Captain America. Like that could have been interesting, as well as like an actual detective story for him trying to find who had done this to him. Like I think that could have been cool. But they didn't do that, and they revealed the leader instantly, so that takes it away. But I think it was, for the person who doesn't pay attention to movies, not the worst movie. Not saying I am. I'm saying like
Yeah.
other people that will go unnamed. But yeah, and then
That's fair.
you said with my rating then
Yeah, give me your number.
6.7.
Fair. It's fair.
Okay.
I like the 0.7. That's
Yeah, no, he hit me with that earlier today too. I wasn't expecting it. We usually go by 0.5s, but I the 0.7.
Right. I'll go 0.5. I'll go 6.5. Sorry, I actually do know that. I just thought
for average.
7.
No, you're good, dude. All right, who wants to go next? Anyone? Raise your hand. Chan.
Okay,
Yeah,
what-
he needs to. Jan, what do you think about how it fits as Captain America 4 as well?
Oh yeah.
It does not at all. Like
Are you
what
sure?
I like to like the first thing I did when I was watching all these movies, because you said to approach it like nothing else exists. So the first thing I do with the sequels is I start with that. I write my notes down, and I have only 3 lines saying it's been 9 years since the last movie. Ross is now president? Question mark! Exclamation mark! Falcon is now Captain America? Question mark! Exclamation mark! That is all I wrote because it doesn't make sense at all. Like nothing fits. In my opinion. I mean, you could say like they tied a couple of things together, but I think that's just because they're throwing names out there, just so it's like, oh, you remember here and you remember this and that. It doesn't. I'm sorry. It just there's so much that's different. And before I give my number, I just want to say real quick, I actually think this movie reminds me a lot of Infinity War. Infinity War ended with a lot of uncertainty, like what's going to happen now. Half the people are gone. This movie ended with uncertainty because
Oh, Zach.
what's going to happen now? Like,
Bro, dude.
Zach
That
comes back.
That was one of your best fucking jokes you've ever had. That's almost Mediak medal worthy. That's pretty good. If Skylar says so, I say so. That was pretty solid.
Oh, that was pretty good.
That was a pretty good one. You built that one up.
Yeah, Zach, your favorite movie didn't cross its. Your favorite movie didn't cross its T's and dot its I's, and you didn't bat an eye. The second the captain does it, all of a sudden you're in a little fuzz over there.
Whatever, bro. He didn't cross any of his T's or dot any of his I's. That's the problem here. Not that he did a couple of them. No, you're right. My bad. Yeah. Chandler, what was your number?
number is a 3.
Okay. Fair.
Whoa.
Fair. Skylar, do you want to go next, or do you want me to take it?
Yeah, I can go.
He's going.
So, I think like in this movie, Sam's like choreography for his fighting is like decently creative from what we've seen with Steve. Like just kind of the part where he's like in the air, he's using like a wing, and he has the little drones. So
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
it's like I don't want to say a breath of fresh air because it's not, but but it's different, and it's not a bad different, but it's still very lackluster with majority of the other things around this. I do think it is slow at times, but it's not consistently slow, but it's not consistently not slow. Some of the explosions look pretty decent. Some of them were definitely green screens. That entire interaction with Bucky and Sam was cliche that I think AI might have written. It's like, okay, we need a filler. What do 2 people who are vaguely acquaintances talk about?
They had a whole show together, bro.
Dude, did they? It didn't sound like it. And then, there were some good, not some, and some not so good. So I gave it a 6. It wasn't the most unenjoyable time I've had, and I would say it was more entertaining than not entertaining, but it almost lost me multiple times.
That's fair.
Thanks.
I just my biggest like problem with this movie, like most people's biggest problem with this movie is like the marketing, because they were like, oh yeah, this is Winter Soldier 2. The Red Hulk's gonna be all over this thing. It's Red Hulk Central. and people were disappointed that it wasn't Red Hulk Central and that it was bad. but
What do you think they were more mad at?
probably the first one, honestly. They're probably
Definitely Red Hulk.
yeah, but like I don't know. This movie really wanted to be the Dark Knight to me. Like that's what I got the vibe of, that they wanted to make the leader the Joker and have him be like this super smart guy that would plan out and be able to predict the protagonist at every turn. But like he didn't. He just failed at every single minute, but for some reason he also was ready for that too. And it didn't lead anywhere, and it sucked. And it was one of those movies that I kind of sat with a big frown, and I would have had my arms crossed, but I was playing Pokemon on my Switch, so I couldn't have had my arms crossed. I wasn't actually playing Pokemon. I'll stay tuned. We'll talk about it in what we're watching. But yeah, I didn't like it. It was a 3 out of 10 for me. That's what I wrote it down as, because there definitely was like
We got 2 6s and 2 3s. That's crazy.
Yeah, Austin, I understand. Like, I understand both of your guys' opinions on it. Like, and I could totally like. There were multiple times in which was sitting here and thinking to myself, like, I could totally understand how someone could find enjoyment like watching this through. But I got like, it wasn't even like I hated it. I just got nothing out of it. It was like an empty.
It felt like a TV show episode to me.
Yeah.
And like, as someone who like likes the Marvel, like everything, it's like, sure, it's fine. Like that's why it's above 5 for me, because like I like Marvel, and like it's fun for the most part.
I want to like
and
Marvel.
annoying if you take a microscope, but like it should be more than that for a Marvel movie. Like it did. I know people talk about the old days of Marvel and like pre-Endgame, pre-Infinity War, but like you didn't have movies that were literally nothing like this is. Like it's just not a movie.
Well, you missed it. We just rewatched 3 pretty decent movies all around. Like the lowest ranking of the 3 that we just watched was like a 7 or a 6 or something like that, and that was for Captain America 3. Like the other 2 movies are fucking awesome. Like they are actually like great movies, not just good superhero movies. And this is just not that, like anywhere close to that, in my opinion at least.
I liked Sam as Captain America. I feel like that needs to be said.
Yeah,
and it's like
it's not his fault that the movie is the way that it is.
Yeah, I think that's important to note, because I think there's a lot of people that hate the movie for Sam being Captain America.
Yeah, and I don't think it's that.
Yeah.
He's not.
Yeah, I'm like, let's put that out.
Yeah, we should definitely say that the movie's bad not because of that, but I feel like that's pretty given, you know.
Yeah, no, I think
You would.
Yeah, you
I feel
think.
like,
Yeah, you think.
Think.
Whatever.
Boy, white dudes talking on the internet.
Yeah.
It's a good.
All right, we could go into movie news, and I guess the first up news is Marvel related. So, Black Panther 3, directed by Ryan Coogler, Denzel Washington is going to be the star of it. I don't know how, but that's a thing. And before you go like, Zach, that's a little weird, this was posted by IGN. I double checked it. I triple checked it. I went looking all over the place. This is real. It's not a joke. I don't know how this is going to connect into it, but I guess we'll see. Was he in the other ones? He wasn't in the other ones, right?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
Marvel's like the king of just like committing to something and then falling off. Like it's just every single thing they do. Like, look, it's T'Challa's child. You're never gonna see him again.
Mordo, where he's gonna be in the next Doctor Strange movie. Oh, not the next one. I meant the one after that. Totally, yeah, 100%. This is gonna be probably really upsetting to most likely Austin. But Brad Bird is not returning for The Incredibles 3. It's going to be the guy who made the movie Elemental that's doing Incredibles 3.
Yeah, I'm sad about that. Why are they doing a third one?
Because Disney likes money.
It's money! Yeah. I'm sorry, why did I ask that question?
Yeah, that was a dumb question. The same reason for the How to Train Your Dragon thing.
IP, why create a new one?
Exactly, dude. Exactly. Why risk your money on something that might be creative when we can know that The Incredibles works? And it doesn't have to be good. We proved that with the second one.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't
but
that bad.
also-
It wasn't that bad.
It was like 80% of what the first one was.
Yeah,
And like,
the first one is so good though. You know.
yeah, it was 80% of perfection.
Yeah,
That's a B.
sure. We'll say that. Next thing, Mel Brooks, old as hell, announced Spaceballs 2 for 2027, which is insane. Starring Lewis Pullman's dad alongside Lewis Pullman, and then some other people that are returning for this movie. Not everyone, obviously, because it's an older movie. But I'm sorry for saying Lewis Pullman's dad. I know that Lewis Pullman is not the more famous one of the two of them. I'm blanking on his name. I feel bad. I just only know Lewis because of, The Void and Sentry and stuff. I just saw him. So it's the first thing coming to my head. No one saw this coming, but the guy who made Nosferatu, Robert Eggers, is making a Christmas Carol remake that's horror, in the horror genre, and Willem Dafoe is going to be the lead. I don't know why. He went on stage and announced that his next movie was going to be a Wolfman adaptation. So I'm very confused at what's going on here and why there's
Santa's a Wolfman.
What?
I said Santa could be a Wolfman.
Santa could be wait. Santa's not
that's
even
why
in A Christmas Carol. Wait, is it? Wait, am I thinking of the wrong one? Is
Wait,
it Christmas Carol, the days of where there's 3 ghosts?
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm
Okay, yeah, Santa's not in that.
He'll be in it,
He could be a
No,
ghost. The Wolfman could
probably-
be a ghost. The Wolfman could be Willem Dafoe. That could always be possible. So Disney did a bunch of announcing and stuff. One of the things that they showcased was a bunch of Toy Story 5 information. One of them being a reveal of a new character and also the villain of the movie, Lily Pad, which is a tablet. Nice. Oh, that movie is going to be awesome. I can't wait. It's going to be really great. Pixar actually announced a movie that I'm actually kind of excited for, which shouldn't be a controversial thing for me to say because, Pixar used to be the great one, but I don't know. I'm not exactly excited for the stuff.
DreamWorks.
Yeah, DreamWorks, kind of. but
come on, please.
What was that?
They have 2 great trilogies, Kung Fu Panda and How to Train Your Dragon.
Okay, you're forgetting that there was a 4th one in that, and the 3rd one isn't even all that great.
Well, we don't include the 4th one.
What? Yeah, it didn't discredit the. Never mind. It doesn't even
That's its
matter.
own new trilogy.
All right, so the Pixar movie is called Gato. It is from the Luca director, which I actually really liked. Luca. It's gonna be set in Venice, and it follows a cat named Nero. That befriends a street musician. I'm interested in that. It seems fun.
From what point of view?
I hope it's from the cats.
cats?
I hope it's from the cats, and I hope the cat doesn't talk. That would be so awesome. If
You're like Flo.
That would be like.
I don't want Flo. I want Flo, but about jazz.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Isn't that basically still Flo because it's just background music?
Well, yeah, but what if it's only jazz and it's diegetic because it's within the actual scene?
I just want cats and jazz.
No, what if... Yes, my ideal movie is cats and jazz. You nailed it. But imagine how sick that would be. I think it would be. Speaking of cats, look at this thing.
Dude, Galaxy Destroyer.
Yeah, Galaxy Destroyer. She's the best. I love her.
Ellie.
Yeah. Okay. Simpsons is starting to have less episodes in their seasons for the next couple seasons going forward, which I think is well past due. I think it should have stopped. Less episodes is definitely a good thing. It's going from 22 to 17, which is not a whole big of a drop off, but hey, I guess anything to save those writers,
More than 0 is crazy at this point still.
I agree. So they're working on a Midnight Suns project. It is TBD if it's going to be a TV show or a movie. The reason why is because right now it says movie, but back whenever I initially heard about this, it was supposed to be a TV show because it was going to be what the Moon Knight movie, what turned into the Moon Knight season 2, what then turned into Midnight Suns season 1. That's like what happened with it, and I guess it got now molded into a Midnight Suns movie. But in this new updated version of it, Ghost Rider is going to be the one that leads the team, and the movie starts off with this team already existing.
Interesting.
And I'm guessing so Moon Knight season 2 or the Moon Knight movie was going to connect into it by us being like, I'm guessing Moon Knight is going to be introduced into the Midnight Suns, and they're going to tell him all about that, and that's how we're going to learn about the Midnight Suns or something like that. I'm guessing that's probably going to stay in it so that we have a character that learns about the stuff so that we can get the exposition. Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying that in a bad way. You got to do what you got to do to make a movie, you know?
Is there a video game called Midnight Suns?
Yeah, I've actually played a little bit of it. It's kind of fun. People hate on it too much. It's because it's an RPG and Marvel fans don't understand that. and they were like, I don't want to play a phone game. What'd you say?
No offense, Austin.
Oh, yeah, no offense, Austin.
Oh, no, I have not played Midnight Suns, but I've heard a lot of hate about it, so I feel like you're valid.
It's not that bad. It's Marvel Pokemon, essentially. Like it's pretty fun. I don't know. If you like the characters, if you like Pokemon, you'll like it. I want to dive into it more eventually. They casted Clayface in the Clayface movie, which is good because I heard that they were having some production issues on this. So I'm happy that they're moving forward a little bit. Written by Mike Flanagan, directed by James Watkins. The new actor is Tom Rice Harries. I don't even know who he is, but he's going to be Clayface. So that's pretty cool, I guess. I think that was the end of my news, but we'll see. Nope, that's not the end of my news. Okay.
I thought James Gunn said he was going to keep the same like voice actors as the actual actors.
He did say that. I don't know why he
lied to us.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
wow.
He also said only one voice actor and actor per role, and Alan Tudyk already voices like 6 characters in Creature Commandos. But whatever.
We love Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, we love Alan Tudyk. I'm just saying hypocrisy.
For him and only him.
So Paramount announced a new animated movie. It's a 2D animated movie called I Eat Poop, voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
That's crazy.
Yep. So Windbreaker, we'll talk about this a little bit more in a bit here. Season 2 ended this past week. And instead of announcing season 3, we got an announcement of a live-action movie that's going to come out in December, which is interesting. I think I'm probably going to watch it just because I feel like out of any anime to get a live action and it would be done well, it's probably Windbreaker, just because of how not, like, it's just kids fighting. That's it. Like, you can do that pretty easily, I feel. So I feel like it honestly has a chance at being pretty decent. And it's also Japanese made.
Sports ones.
Huh?
Some of the sport ones might be
That's fair.
relatively easier to do.
Yeah,
Like
that's actually a good point.
Some of the, I don't want to say Baki. Because that size is I can't remember the other one. The other name. The other, like, boxing one. I can't remember it.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Those ones might not be impossible.
Yeah.
Like a Naruto live action would be very bad.
They're working on that actually right now. Funny that you mentioned that. It's directed by the guy who did Shang-Chi. And also there's apparently a lot of production issues on it. I don't know if you could believe that.
I can't.
The final bit of news I have is that someone asked James Gunn, James, why doesn't Lex Luthor just grow his hair back with all the money and technology he has? And James Gunn responds with, because he looks sleek AF.
Ew, that's kind of true, though. Yeah, that's a good reason. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, you know what? He doesn't.
Either that or a fade, so I think he was a good job with the bald head.
A fade would have been crazy.
That's what
like Norman Osborn, you know?
yeah, dude. It would look sick.
They're gonna ask if there's like a super notable thing. It's like, hey, if he doesn't like being bald, or like he has all the money, why doesn't he just fix it? And they go, because he'd like it, or something like that. Like, sometimes funnier, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you're right.
That's kind of what it was, though. He literally was like, because he's sleek, bro. Well, I think he saw the memes of people saying that he's hard as fuck. That scene of him like walking through the Fortress of Solitude as the razor blade flies past his face. I think he's like leaning into the memes a little bit, saying that Lex Luthor's a dope ass guy, because he is. He's sleek as fuck. He is a little bit. Skylar, I think you have a question for our guest here.
Oh
I do.
God, is this
So,
graded?
Yeah.
Austin,
Is it no? Go ahead.
what have you been watching?
See, I haven't watched many movies recently. That was the thing, because I was trying to think about that.
Well, it's movies, TV shows, video games, or anything you read.
Yeah.
Okay.
All media.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get this one out of the way because this will always be on here if I ever return. One Piece in both anime and manga form. I have 2 episodes I need to catch up on One Piece, this week's and then last week's one. Probably gonna watch that tonight, to be honest. And then I'm trying to read the manga to catch up because when the One Piece comes out, I need to not have it spoiled for me. So
What chapter are you on?
I'm so far behind.
140. I'm not doing well.
Wait,
like
140?
Yeah.
Oh,
you're rereading it. I thought you were just picking up.
Nope. I'm going from chapter
That
1.
makes much more sense. I was waiting for another digit.
yeah.
No.
I was waiting too, actually.
I started over, and I feel like I can finish it before I
You
like
definitely
Totally, yeah.
actually finish it.
Well, I was just talking to I think Mom about it. Like, I'm curious to see how many years until One Piece is over, because it has to be a little bit away now.
I feel like it still has to be like at least 3.
Yeah.
Like,
I was gonna say
probably-
3 or 5.
So I was thinking 5. Yeah.
He said it. He said it was be over. Like
He
so-
said 5. He said 5 years, 3 years ago. So hypothetically, 2 years from now.
Well,
I think
didn't he
he-
say like it's gonna be like 2 years? It's actually gonna be like 4. Yeah, it's maybe
He's
5.
thinking of new characters.
Every
and
3
different-
years, he says it's going to be 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got those. Tires. Good. Does anyone like Shane Gillis?
Oh, I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
Tired the movie. I was like, you're
I
rewatching
did
that?
too.
Oh, no.
The horror film.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
my God,
Oh, no,
Skylar,
I
you
know.
what
I've
that
seen that one. I know what he's
Yes.
talking about. The Killer Tire. No, that's Tire. Tires plural. Is Shane Gillis's TV show. It is very funny. It's just Shane Gillis in comedy, like stand-up
Like,
mode. Just,
disappointment is immeasurable.
sorry, I have seen that though.
It's
For the
okay.
record, I have seen that. And it's
Never mind,
solid.
back.
It's entertaining.
Oh, yeah. That's peak entertainment right there.
Yeah, and then with Caroline, I'm watching Mayor of Easttown.
Oh, really? How is that?
It's I don't know. I mean, it's in like a detective thing, so like it's interesting and it'll have you asking questions. But like so far, there's a couple weird choices. Like Evan Peters is in it, and I think it's Kate Winslet that's the lead. I'm like, I might be wrong about that. But like she's like mid-50s and like is a love interest for Evan Peters at one point, and it makes no sense, and it's like a little bit weird because she's literally a grandma and he doesn't have any children. Other than that, it's good. I'm having a good time. A couple episodes left, but yeah, I think that's about it right now. I need to watch more movies again.
You do. Disappointed. It's okay, though.
I know.
Forgive you.
I should be.
So, I do
Yes,
have
sir.
a follow-up question.
Okay.
Chandler,
Damn it. I have a lot. I wanted to go next. It's okay. I forgive you.
Yep. I'm here.
what have you been watching?
Ooh, honestly, not much. Even though we've had 2 weeks of time.
You're on vacation. You're running around. You're
I
doing
know what
things.
you're like. You're
I guess
underplaying
I was
it.
gone for these past 2 weekends, which I guess is the free time, but still. And I did start a new job, so I have had less time.
Don't say that J word here, please. Thank you.
Yeah, this is an escape from that. Okay, come on.
Escape from reality.
Yeah.
I only finished Castlevania.
You
I
did.
think I've picked it up like here and there for like the past couple years. This last season, it made no sense to me because I forgot so much from the previous ones.
That's so relatable, man. I've been trying to keep watching it, and I have gaps. Like I'll watch 2-3 episodes, have a gap, and then come back to it. I'm like, I don't even know these characters. Like, why is she mad? She's upset. She's evil now. Okay, all right.
Dude, no, me and G were invested. That we watched like that from start to finish, and we loved it. We thought it was really good all the way around. Even though it was a rewatch for me, but the last time I watched it for the first time, I wasn't like film cognitive, so rewatching it was like super rewarding, and I liked it a whole lot. It's really
The fights
upsetting
were-
to hear that.
I like the final season's fights the most. I think it was really flashy.
Yeah.
Richter's awesome.
No. He's talking about
Oh,
Not-
the final.
not-
Wait.
He's talking about the final Castlevania one.
Oh.
Yes.
I don't
I'm
know.
not-
I liked Richter's fights a lot.
He didn't.
Sorry,
He
go on.
hasn't seen Nocturne.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't quite gotten there yet.
Oh.
Nocturne season 2 had some pretty awesome fights. It had some
Yeah,
pretty
okay.
awesome
Sorry to
fights.
interrupt.
I thought you said you didn't like some of Nocturne.
I didn't like season 1 of Nocturne. I think season 1 of Nocturne is by far easily the worst season of the entirety of Castlevania, and it's the only season I'd probably say is bad. But season 2 of Nocturne is it's back on track. It knows what it's doing again.
And I guess
So, yeah, no,
I'll
you're
have to
good.
give that a shot. Up to date. I think I'm up to date on To Be Hero X. I think the show's still that, or I probably haven't watched last week's Fire Force, which we
Don't say
probably
anything.
should.
I
Of
haven't.
course, I won't.
I haven't watched the final episode of it. That's the only thing I haven't watched.
It's not really final. It's more like final episode of part 1.
Yeah,
They're picking it up in 2026.
That
I
long?
couldn't do that once.
That's
yeah,
crazy. Jeez.
Yeah. As far as I'm pretty sure it's then.
We waited.
And I found out, like,
Did the people that released this know how long we waited from season 2 to now? It was like
Seriously,
6 years.
Well, I mean, honestly, I didn't wait at all. I kind of just started watching it, but
That's fair. Fire Force was one of my first ever anime. I remember talking to Jack about it in middle school.
Really,
You've tried to get me to watch that so long now.
Yeah.
And I want to.
Forever.
It's on my list, but now I'm like just gonna
Pretty
wait because why?
Yeah, it's
come
not
out
done
late.
yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe like start watching it like
December.
maybe November, December, and
Yeah.
then like into January. Which
Yeah.
might be one of the releases, but
I thought last episode was kind of. Did you watch the giant episode?
the Giant.
Yeah, you'd probably know what I'm talking about. After the pillar, they had Juggernaut again.
Yeah. Maybe I'm not up to date. What? Okay, maybe I'm brain farting. We'll figure that out.
Did you
later, I
see?
guess.
Did you see the skateboard guy?
No.
Okay, you're definitely not caught. You're pretty far behind. I thought
Okay.
that episode was super disappointing.
Oh, you know what happened? I
Whenever
accidentally
you
watched
get there, you'll see.
season 1, episode 1, so I might have just stopped recommending the new.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know when that happens in Crunchyroll?
Yeah,
and
I
then
know.
it's-
It does that with One Piece all the time, yeah.
That's probably why I haven't seen the. Okay, regardless, I'll catch up with that then.
No worries.
Mission Impossible, the final movie. I actually watched that before the last movie, our last podcast, and I forgot to mention that in what we've been watching. Has anyone heard anything about that movie?
I've heard it's fine.
Yeah, slightly
was-
disappointing.
Heavily disappointed, yes, for certain.
It sucks, dude. The last one was one of my favorite spy movies. It's so
That's
fucking
one-
good, dude.
So excited. There was so much marketing about this too. I swear Tom Cruise was everywhere. Kind of a letdown, but it was still okay. It was still good. And it was okay one to honestly end on. Regardless, but yeah, that Black Butler. I've watched a little bit of it. I don't know if I care for it too much. Pluto. I finished all of that on Netflix. Very good, amazing. I really like that.
I've
show.
heard it's like one of the best ever.
Oh,
Yeah,
it is so good. It's so well made. I kept confusing with Astro Boy, like
Yeah.
I kept thinking like.
Well, it's made by the same writer, I think.
That, and maybe it was like similar animation or art style.
Hmm.
I was really confused for a first couple of episodes. Does anyone know the game Grounded? I think I talked to you
Yeah,
about
you've
this
talked to
last-
me a couple times about
Yeah,
it.
you did. You talked to me about it.
So amazing. It is.
It
so
just got
much fun.
DLC, didn't it, or something?
The Grounded 2 releases late July.
Oh, okay.
So my buddies are trying to beat this in anticipation of that. Grounded. Austin, you familiar with Grounded?
I am not actually.
It's like, you know the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Yeah.
It's literally that.
Oh
So
wait, no, I think I have heard of this. I just don't think I knew what it was called.
So like you're in like a backyard and you're the size of ants. So you have to like fight them, like fend for yourself. Like there's spiders that you have to fight, and a lot of it's parrying, parry, attack. You can construct houses. It's really complex. It's like a sandbox, but you're the size of an ant. It's really cool. It's
What's
really
the
Sounds
goal?
fun.
The goal is to eventually like, go back to normal size essentially.
Unshrink?
So, it's like
Very
yeah, but it's kind of like.
But it's a multiplayer game. It's like Breath
Yeah,
of the
it's-
Wild, but with 4 players.
Multiplayer co-op, like only up to 4,
Okay.
and I don't know if you can do split screen, but yeah, kind of multiplayer in there. You can play solo,
So
but yeah,
So like, what if you
But-
start a solo and then you're like 20 hours in and then someone joins you?
I think that's possible.
That's interesting.
Like
That's
Baldur's
that's,
Gate.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know you could do that in Baldur's Gate.
Because my
too. Huh.
buddy can play whenever he wants, and as long as he's on, I can join him whenever. That's where.
And you just take up the progress that he has.
Yeah, you just join him straight up.
That's crazy.
You join his world.
Yeah, it's exactly
Like
like Baldur's Gate.
You can only play if, but if they're on a world, you can only play if they're on it currently.
Like Minecraft.
Yes, it's very similar in that regard.
Hmm.
I think I heavily recommend playing it, especially now because it's probably a little cheaper because the new game's gonna be coming out. I guess I don't know if they make it. I'm sure they would make it cheaper because they want people to play it now and get invested. Regardless, lastly, unfortunately, Clash Royale. That time game, I installed it again. I need to delete that game.
That's
It takes
good
too
for
much
you.
time. All right, that's all.
All right. So I do have one more
One
question.
final one.
Zach,
Finally. Jesus. I've been waiting. Yes?
what have you been watching?
Oh, dude, I have a lot actually. So I'm gonna start with probably the least interesting one, and then I'll go into the most interesting one. Actually, I'll do the least interesting three. So I'm one episode from the final episode of Windbreaker and Fire Force. Both of them are pretty solid. I think season 1 of Windbreaker is a lot better than season 2 of Windbreaker. Not saying it's bad. I just think season 1 is better. Fire Force, I think it's pretty good overall. I was disappointed the last episode. Pretty good overall. I watched the first episode of the Fallout TV show. And there's a lot of incest jokes within the first like 15 minutes of that. I thought that was
I'm not jokes.
Yeah, that was my first takeaway of that, and I was like, that's wild.
I stopped watching that. I watched like a couple with Caroline. It was actually her idea for some reason. Yeah, it was an interesting call out from her. But we did not finish it. It was all right. Like as when we watched it, just not invested.
I want to finish it eventually just because I like the world, but like that episode, it ran so long that even G was like, man, this is running long. And she's usually I like everything kind of person, and she was like, holy shit, there is a lot in this first episode, and there was a lot, and it was really lore accurate, and a lot of it was like really fun references, but it honestly really wasn't my favorite first episode of a TV show I've ever watched. There was some good stuff in it, but I was a little disappointed overall. Most interesting is this weekend I started watching Invincible season 3.
Oh wow!
I'm like nearly done with the 5th episode, and holy shit, bro, it fucking sucks, dude. Holy crap, dude, it is so bad. It is by far the worst season. It is, dude. Chandler, I have not seen all of the season. You cannot look me in the eyes and say that from episode 1 to episode 5, you can't look at me and say, dude, that shit's gas. You can't.
I agree with you. I think I only really what makes season 3 my favorite is solely the last 2 or 3 episodes.
I'm sorry,
I
but
know,
like
it's an investment of course, especially I saw a reel for the very first episode, you know, when he fights that that big alien, like the yellow or orange, in slow motion when he like punches him upwards.
Yeah.
The guy literally is stationary and just moves up a frame just at a time. There's nothing to it. The whole season
there's
so bad in that regard.
So much of that, dude. And there's this moment, you know how like everyone makes fun of the shading, like in the show. There was this one moment where they were sitting on. It was in episode 5. It was at the beginning of episode 5. And it was Eve and Mark, and they were sitting together. And it wasn't that they didn't have shading. The entire screen was singular color. Like anytime there was a black line, there was only one color within that space, if that makes sense. Like it was so bad. It looked like a child drew it and filled in the lines with marker, and I cannot believe that this is a fucking TV show that is one of the biggest IPs in the world. Like it is mind-boggling to me that it looks like this.
By Amazon.
I know.
Yeah.
And there were 4 years in between season 1 and season 2, and like what, 9 months? No, it was like 11 months between season 2 and season 3. Take another 6 months and make this at least look decent. It was what the fuck. And I'm not the biggest fan of what the story is doing either. But I don't feel like that's necessary to get into because it's not like Invincible is known for its peak story, and like I know it's like adult and stuff, and that's really interesting about it, but it's not the most complex thing on the entire planet, so that's not why I watch it. So,
do you or do you not like Oliver?
I like what they're doing with him. I think he's the most interestingly written character they've had in the show so far. Especially since like it's really hard to tell what he's thinking, and I think that's done on purpose because I can't tell if he's anytime he says sorry or I didn't mean to do it, if he's like actually being a kid or if he knows what he's talking about whenever he says those things. Then I think that's what. Yeah, I can't tell if he's a psychopath or if he's a kid, and I think that's really well portrayed with the animation and the writing. But that's like the only compliment I think I have for the season so far. Other than that, it's kind of like all downhill.
That's all right.
That's all right, I guess. I'll come back next week whenever I finish it.
Well, you're probably right. Like I've been to season 2 days, so I kind of didn't get a lot of time to digest each episode one at a time. So I can't say I share the same opinion, but I'm sure I would if I took them.
Well, I've been playing on my Switch a whole lot recently. Like over the last probably 2 months, I've been using my Switch a lot for Sea of Stars or what, just because it's convenient. I can play. I'm at my desk. I can play on it while I'm working or doing stuff for Mediak or something like that. While G's watching anime on the PS5, the glorified Blu-ray player out in the living room or something like that. But like. I've been playing Pokemon. I've been shiny hunting. That's what I did during Captain America Bird. I'm not actually like playing Pokemon. I'm restarting the app repeatedly until I get something. So I am sad to say, but like the last couple episodes of Invincible, I was doing that to it. And Invincible is not one of the shows that I had on that list up until this episode, these last couple episodes, because they were so like unengaging to me for the most part, which is really upsetting.
Gonna need to lock in though. It's gonna get good.
Trust. I hope so. I really hope so. I'll lock in. I promise. I'll put the sticks down starting on episode 6 onwards. Then I'll lock in.
I think 6, 7, 8 are good. Sorry, go on.
No, you're good. That's fine. I'll get into that eventually. Fuck. That's Haikyuu. Oh, we're moving through Haikyuu a little bit. G's really liking it. We're starting to get into like the games, which is the best part of the show. I forgot how really well done the direction is for the games and how well they make it so that you like genuinely don't know what's going on and who's gonna win. It's so amazingly done. Like I find it kind of hard to believe that other sports anime would do it as good as Haikyuu does, just because of how well that they do the pacing and just like how dramatic it can be. It's awesome. I love Haikyuu.
There is a show called Blue Lock. That
I've heard is fucking ass. I've heard it's bad.
No. Oh, it just depends. I mean, you seem to like pictures moving right now because you watch Invincible, so I think it would fit right in your alley.
I'm happy about it though. I'm doing it out of obligation.
Yeah. Well, you'll do it out of obligation when it comes to season 2.
That's fair. Okay, I'm gonna speed run some stuff. So I've been watching a bunch of Bleach content, either on YouTube or actually just watching Bleach or playing the Bleach video game. Just been big into it, dude. I want to make a Bleach video, but I'm like, dude, you got to make the One Piece one first. Come on, stay on one track. You have one at a time. You can do Bleach afterwards. And then I've also been playing the DLC for Sea of Stars because I didn't include that in my review. Probably not going to review it because I don't think it's like that tremendous, but just going through it kind of out of obligation because I was like, 100% of the other one. Got to do this one too. The other thing, I started playing a Guilty Gear fighting game because I was interested in getting a fighter and it was like $5, so I got it. That made me interested in the anime Guilty Gear, so I started watching some of those episodes. It's pretty okay for the most part. The interesting one, there's 2 interesting ones. I'm making a video. It's not the next video after Outer Wilds, but the one after that. I'm reviewing Pokemon Blue, the original one, but the gimmick is I'm doing a Nuzlocke, and I'm only playing it while I poop. That's the gimmick.
Must see TV.
Yeah, exactly. You'll never see it, but like you just know. And the entire time, the only time I played the game was while I was on the toilet. That's all.
does the game record how long it takes for you to beat your playthrough?
Yes.
'Cause I'm
Well,
curious, how long
I'm
is it
keeping
gonna be?
track of how long each recording is. So that it's part of the video. I think it's gonna be really funny because I want to go through and like review every game. But everyone has done like Pokemon reviews, and everyone has done Nuzlocke at this point. So like, I want to have fun going through the Pokemon games. So I'm doing the Nuzlocke challenge just because it's like the only way to have fun with Pokemon games if you've already played them. And then I just was like, I want to do something creative. What's a funny title? And that's kind of what I thought of. So I'm committed to that. I'm 4 hours into Pokemon Blue right now. A lot more grinding than I thought the game was going to be. It's a lot harder than newer Pokemon games, which I feel like if anyone has played them, that's like, yeah, no shit. But if you've only ever played the newer Pokemon games, it kind of is a rude awakening when you go back to these old ones because they're actually like tough. But the important one in my what we're watching before I wrap this up and finish my super long segment was that I watched the new Predator movie, Killer of Killers. It was sick. End of review.
Wait, what's
Hey,
Hulu?
Killer of Killers. It was sick.
Yeah, on
wait,
Hulu.
Okay. I lost my student subscription.
Aw, that sucks, bro. It was very good though. There were multiple. I wouldn't say like it's obviously not like it's not poorly written. Like everything in the movie makes sense, but like I'm not gonna be like, dude, go watch Killer of Killers. It's so well written, you know. It's not the point of the movie. It's a super crazy action-packed movie that really fleshes out the world of Predator better than like any of the sequel movies ever kind of did. It honestly, I don't know if I like it better than Prey, just because Prey felt more grounded, and there were points in which I was like, I don't understand how she'll win this in Prey, and I never really felt that in Killer of Killers. But there were a lot of points in which I was like, dude, I would pay hundreds of dollars to see this in theaters, and I did not feel that way about Prey. So yeah, I don't know. Go see it. It's really good. I hope Badlands is not bad. That's the next Predator movie. But yeah.
I'm glad you said that about that because that is not what Moy said.
Yeah,
So
I saw his review. He said it was fine, and I could see how someone could see that. Like, if you don't like really sick action or animation, like I could totally see how you could just glaze over this movie. But it is like kind of shockingly well written for how random the movie seems. Like you're like, oh, how the fuck does this make sense? Because they're in this time period, and then this time period, and this time period, and they kind of do explain it in a way that is good. I understand where he's coming from and saying, like, if you go into it with the expectations that this is the greatest movie you'll ever watch ever, you'll be disappointed. But just don't think that. It's not the greatest movie ever. It's just a very good action movie.
Okay.
I don't know. End of it. Chandler, you want to do the thing? Austin, okay, you're going to join in. We're not going to tell you what to say, but we're going to ask Skylar what he's been watching, okay? I'm going to do a countdown, and then we're all going to do it at the same time, okay? Ready? Both of you? 3.
Yeah, I'm ready.
2, 1.
Sky,
what have you been watching?
watching?
Austin, you nailed it. You did such a great job.
You said it a second after, but yeah.
It's okay. You nailed it. I'm so proud of you. That was really great.
so mine's a little smaller this time around, but I think so I've been playing. Funny enough, I've actually been playing Sparking Zero.
No, well, is it because of Shallot?
No, he didn't come out yet.
He's not out yet. Oh, I didn't know that.
I think it's the 25th or something, 27th. But no, I'm just playing again, and I still really like the game. And then I've been playing some Rivals, but not too much. It's starting to get. I don't know how much I like the meta that's going on, so it's very frustrating. So it's just like not even worth it.
I think I just overplayed the game. I don't have any interest in it right now. Like
Yeah, I also just like.
I really want to play Pokemon, bro. Dude, you don't understand how bad. Like, the urge to just boot up my emulator on my phone is, but I was like, I committed to the gimmick. It'll be funny because then I'll have work related shenanigans I can talk about in the video. But I want to play it like right now. I'm just sitting here. I'm like, there's a character that I need to grind and I need to do it like right now. But no.
I mean, you could just sit on the toilet, right? That's technically.
I could, yeah. Like, dude,
Max
holy shit, dude, that'd be so funny. What if I get to the Elite Four and I'm super underleveled and I'm like, all right, it's time to grind. And then I just chug like 6 energy drinks and I'm just sitting on the toilet for the next hour.
I don't know if I've really watched anything new. Caden has just started My Hero, so he just finished season 1 today, and he says he's waiting for me to start season 2, and he likes it right now. I mean, I showed it to him yesterday, and he's already on season 2.
Oh, damn.
So he's making crazy pace. And then I think my biggest one is that I'm completely caught up on One Piece.
That's so awesome, dude.
Yeah, the whole way. Yeah, I read
I heard it's pretty crazy
11
right now.
Thank you, Austin. I finished 11:52 today at the gym, and now I'm waiting 7 days for the next chapter. So that is kind of like what I kind of like put my head down and finished.
And focusing.
Because I saw something that was a spoiler, and I'm not going to say it, but I saw something, and I was like, okay, is this true? Because if it is, then I'm honestly just pretty impressed. And I think it is. I think it is true. So just because there's like one specific panel.
Can I vote? Can I vote to ask what it would be?
No.
And I'm gonna take my headset off if you do that.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna say it.
I wanna. Can I guess?
I'm glad to do it. I'm glad to do it, but
Can I-
like
You can guess all you want.
Okay. Is it that Emu has boobs?
Oh,
No. You have 0 things correct in that entire thing.
Is it that Emu is a woman and has boobs?
Take off your headsets.
No, I didn't say answer it. I said I'm asking a question here.
Yeah. They're
I do
massive
have the answer
too.
to that one actually.
They actually go, wait, did you say the one piece? And then Emu looks down and goes, it's a 2-piece. And then
That's actually
So-
that's also a good joke, Skylar. Dude, and then Emu walks out wearing a bikini.
yeah.
It's actually a 2-piece. That was really good, dude.
Yeah. So that's the spoiler. But legit, it's something that I think whenever you get there, it'll be really cool, but I don't want to say it because the only reason because I was only like 10 away like a couple days ago, and then the new chapter dropped, which I think it actually dropped when I was at the gym because it said new chapter coming soon when I was at 11:51, and I swiped and it said, do you want to keep reading? And I was like, wait, the chapter isn't even out yet. And then I like clicked it, and then I went out, and I was like, is my phone pranking me right now? Like, what's
Let's
going
go.
on?
That's
And
like-
then and then I like went back in, and it was still there, and then it's a new chapter in 7 days. So I was like, wait, did I actually perfectly time reading this chapter to where the second I finished is the second the new one released? But but I think it did, and the spoiler is neither confirmed or denied. I don't think I have enough context to really know or not.
I think after rewatching Dressrosa with my mom and seeing her reaction to like all of the characters within that arc, I think it would be very awesome if Emu was a woman. I think it would be funny.
It's not Emu.
Because if Emu was a woman, then Oda would definitely draw her with like basically no clothes. And also we know that Emu has a thing for Nefertari Lily. So like I think Emu's a girl. I think Oda did it. I think that's what the spoiler is. Okay, sorry, Skylar. Were there other things that you watched? or red, or etc.?
I don't think so. To be honest, I think it was only that.
I might have distracted you a bit there. Sorry. I know it's a pretty complicated subject. I think about it a lot too.
Emu?
Being a girl. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
woman. My bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little complicated, especially because I'm trying to not get into the
Not
spoilers
say the
about
things
like
that you're saying.
any of the sizes, the hair color, for Chandler the foot.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Yet he does not
Yeah,
deny it.
you know.
How excited are you guys to go over Superman, the original Superman, the first Superman with Christopher Reeves?
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Dude,
It's good.
I'm hoping I remember my kryptonite.
What the fuck does that mean? Oh, you mean you're gonna be fighting him?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go, Sky. Take him on. I'm excited for this. To explain a little bit, we were gonna go over all of the Superman movies, like the first Superman movies for each superhero. It's like Superman actor. But we're kicking out Man of Steel because it's already reviewed on the podcast back when me and Jack did it. And we needed to remove something because we skipped last week and we already kicked out League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, so we didn't have any more to go spaces. And we needed to get it in before James Gunn's Superman, because obviously we're seeing that and not Fantastic Four. But yeah, I'm excited for that. I think the Chris Reeves movies don't hold up, but I think they're charming enough that you'll not be bored through it. I hope you like it.
The first one was good.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think the first two are good, personally. But I guess we'll talk about that next week. I'm really worried that those two are going to fucking hate it, dude. Like, I could actually really see that happening. But there's a charm. There's a charm to it, I think. I think there's a charm.
Zach, let me just inquire. Is it pre-2010?
It's pre
Oh
fucking.
my God,
It's pre fucking 80, dude. It's pre 80. Dude, it's nearly pre 70, bro.
2070? Well, obviously.
Yeah, you're right. My bad. Chandler, this is gonna be a tough time for you. All right, whatever. We'll see you guys next week with Superman with Chris Reeves. All right, see you guys.
Bye. Have a great time.